Hey, welcome to Dadding Podcast. I'm your host, Thiago Oliveira, and this is a podcast about fatherhood, relationships, and the amazing world of parenting. Today's episode is about dadding in Finland, and I had the pleasure to have as guest the multi-talented Bruno Leo Ribeiro. He's an art director, music producer, podcaster, and lately also started his own YouTube channel. Welcome, Bruno, and thank you so much for finding time between your work, projects, and personal life to be here with me today.
No, it's a pleasure.
So is everyone doing well, safe in your house?
Yeah. I mean, in the very beginning, I was like crazy. Like I was reading the news every day, like, oh my God, what's going on? I need to know what's going on. But in a way, like after a month working from home, I was just like, not even the scientists know what's going on. So why should I care? Like, why should I worry that much? I need to just listen to them. They are the specialists, and I just need to do the best what I can. So stay home, social distancing. Finland did like some sort of a lockdown. So no gatherings more than 10 people. So automatically all the office were kind of working from home. All the schools were basically closed. Only like kids under 8 or 9, the schools were still open. So they kept daycares open because the front workers, they could basically do their work and have a place to leave the kids instead of dropping the kids with the grandparents, which are like the group, like risk group. So basically restaurants only takeaway, no coffee shops, no shopping malls. That basically everything was kind of closed. Not all families have 2 computers or an iPhone. They can be shared with the kids, and they can have classes and you can work at the same time. So it's kind of challenging, but I think in a way Finland managed well. I work from home. I'm still working from home more than I'm kind of 90 something days. I stopped counting. You have that a little bit in Sweden. I was saying that it's a bit controversial because here the lifestyle helps the social distancing.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
Jokes aside, Finnish people then don't get closer to each other. Normally they don't shake hands, they don't hug. They if you go to a public transport, everyone is sitting on those 2-seat bus. There's only one person, and then if there's all the seats has one person, the Finnish people will stand up. They don't sit next to another.
Okay, but no, here in Sweden, like people shake hands when they meet. That's really funny. Like I found it really kind of awkward at the beginning. Now I got used. Like even a business meeting, when you meet the person, you just shake the hand, no matter man, woman, whatever. But whenever the meeting is over and the person's leaving, they hug. Said fuck. Just like in this, meanwhile, we got so close to each other that now you're hugging me, like in this half an hour. So I found this a bit weird, but okay.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, absolutely. Like all the Swedes, I have friends. They're pretty much like that. I'm Brazilian. Of course, I miss this kind of contacts, and especially in Finland. But I think I live here in Finland for 9 years. So in a way, this Finnishness of social distancing kind of affect me already. It takes me a couple of days in Brazil to just get back to the, let's hug everyone and guy, I love you, those
so
kind of things.
What do you miss most from Brazil? Like you're saying, missing things from Brazil. What do you miss most from Brazil besides the vitamin D living in Finland?
Yeah.
Because the vitamin D...
Now I'm luckily because now it's the summer and in Finland there's a lot of sunlight. So basically...
but this is like 3 months a
year.
year.
That we are working... this week that we are recording is the midsummer week.
Yeah.
So it's the longest day of the year. So basically 11 p.m. It's still really daylight here. So it's kind of crazy to put the kids to
here
sleep.
In Stockholm, I'm going to have 18 hours and 36 minutes of daylight.
Yeah. Yeah, in Finland it's crazy. Like I would check here just for you, just a second. So basically the sunset, it's at 10:48 in the evening.
Here in Stockholm
and
is
the sunrise, it's 3. Yeah, 3. And the sunrise is 3:45 in the morning. The things I miss the most in Brazil, of course, is the basic cliche, family, friends, food. But I mean, I think that the most important thing, we talked a lot about this, but probably you feel the same, like making real friends. And basically in Brazil, I have the real friends. And when you get old, it's really hard to make new friends. And here it's pretty much like this. Like the Finnish people, their friends is the kids they know since elementary school. And when they're old, they don't want to have new friends, you know. I do have these friends like that I know since elementary school, but I do have friends that I met 4 years ago in Brazil. And it's crazy. I think this is what I miss, like having like this real friendship. But I mean, there's few Brazilians here that help that a little bit.
The most common question I hear is, why Sweden? Brazil's amazing, warm, whatever. Then you might get the same kind of question. Why Finland? How did you end up there, man?
My wife is Brazilian. And when I tell everyone like my wife is Brazilian, they were like, so what the fuck you are here?
What's her problem too?
Yeah, what's your problem?
Both you guys' problem.
Yeah, because most of people move to Finland or the Nordics. Like, the only way to handle this weather is to have some sort of a connection. So they joke here, you come from love or money, like a work related or because you get married or anything like that. But I would say like lots of foreigners here, most of them, they moved here because of marriage,
which is my case,
relationships. Yeah, which is your case.
Yeah.
So kind of. Yeah, so you are basically in the next case. When you say my wife is Swede, people say, oh, so then it's fine. But when I say like my wife is Brazilian, they were like, so what is wrong with you,
No, but in my case also they don't understand because they presume that she should be the one moving there with me instead of me coming here.
Yeah, but normally I think in a way I think that the Nordic people they somehow they, especially when they want to raise a family, they want to be closer to home. I don't know if it's the case of your wife, but most of the people that I know here, they were married with a Finnish person. They eventually moved here because they wanted to have kids. And when they want to have kids, let's move back to Finland because it's better to raise a kid in Finland than maybe the country they were living before.
My partner has a friend that was living in London, and she just moved to Sweden like a couple months before her first child be born. And because they wanted to raise the children in Sweden because they know Sweden is a great country to raise the kids.
Yeah. And UK is not bad. I came here to work in an advertising agency. I always wanted to work abroad, and then there was basically the place that accepted me was the place that I had the nicest conversation back in the days. And they gave me an offer, and then okay, let's just move. Let's see how it goes. And then basically it was just me and my wife, and 5 luggage, and now we have 2 kids here.
What are the biggest difference of living in Finland compared to other places? So in general living, and then also how related to parenting also.
Yeah, I think that the first thing that definitely is really big, and I feel that is great, like 5 p.m. I can pick my kids every day. I leave the work and just tell everyone, say, I'm sorry, I need to pick the kids, and say, okay, go. This cultural respect of parenting, and then having a kid, it's not a problem,
Yeah, like I think when you have to go take the kids to the doctor, to the midwife.
Yeah.
I have a meeting.
Exactly.
Sorry, I can't because I have midwife this time. And no one even discuss about it. Say, okay, fine, let's find another time.
No, just go for it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And when you're back, they say, "Is all good with the kid?"
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no problem on having a kid, and and they need kids here because the whole culture is like getting older, and then we need new people, to keep the cycle. And people here, like, they have kids really, really late, and or just one. So they know that's why they have all this like paternity leave, the life quality that you can be a father, you can be with your kids. You go to any playground here during the weekend, it's only men there. The women not there at all. I mean, you see some women here there, but you walk in the streets, there's so many, you can see literally like 50-50, like men and women pushing the stroller.
Yeah.
You know, which is basically how it should be. Like, as I said, like, there's no concept of helping. I'm a father, I need to take care of them.
Yeah.
And
do you feel any difference of being an immigrant father in Finland? Like, any different of treatment at school from other parents, or your children get any kind of different treatment from other kids that you had noticed? Maybe it's having them in international school avoid this a bit, but I don't know, maybe in the parks, in the streets, or in general.
Yeah, in the parks, like, it's a kind of a sad, like, you have a group of Finnish kids there playing, and my kids go there to try to, you know, play closer, and the Finnish kids, they just stand up and leave. I don't know if because
social distancing,
of language or whatever, but because I don't know this kid, I don't want to be closer to him. So I think the Finnish people, they're hard to make friends since they're born. Maybe that's the reason, but they never blended. Like, every kid, they work kind of alone, and my kids basically play alone because, you know, that's how it goes.
The Finnish box.
The box. Yes.
So this is something I really love about the Finnish culture. Can you explain us about it?
Yeah, a little bit on the context. Like, if you never heard about the Finnish box, is like, I think at the beginning of the century, 19 somethings, they had a big issue of like child's birth death, like early childhood death, and then they decided to give, okay, for every kid born in this country, we're gonna give them a box with almost like a kit of clothing and stuff, and this box also has like a cushion below that can be used as a crib. So because one of the things that
the box is cardboard made, so just
it's a cardboard. It fits well a newborn, I would say, like inside. So it's a kind of big box, and then inside the box you get like clothes. You have like even diapers, like these reusable diapers. You have like water temperature measurements. You have like this big winter coat and jackets, and it's really, really good stuff. And then besides, you can still use that as a crib. So in a way, it's really a kind of Nordic culture thing that everyone born's the same. Everyone has the same when they're born. So this is given basically to everyone. So basically, when you are like week 30 something, when you're pregnant, you get the doctor just sign and then basically apply for the social security, and then basically you receive the box from at home from the post office. And the box is pretty big. Or you have two options. You pick the box, or you get some sort of money. For the first kid, we asked for the box, and the second one, we already had everything. So we just asked for the money, which was something around 120 euros. But what is inside the box is worthy more than 120 euros. So
it's quite common that you'll find on Amazon or eBay people selling the box.
People like basically they replicate.
Just like you, they got the first one, but they have the rights to get the second one, so they sell the second one, and it's really popular even here in Sweden. And there are companies that's replicating
and there's
this
some
too.
companies they because what they do is like because what is inside the box is like real product, so they don't make it to the box. So basically they have deals with these like kids brands, and they basically just buy a little bit cheaper, but basically what people do, and they replicate the box, and they buy the same items and they put inside the box and they sell it in eBay, or they even like have some website that actually can buy it. And the interesting thing is like every year it changes what is inside the box. So the clothing colors and all the items and everything. So everything is decided by design students from the university.
That's
so they have this competition in the university to pick how is gonna look the box outside, because they have some illustrations outside. And then they pick like what will be the items inside the box. So every year you have a different color. So basically parents, they they have this kind of, they met other parents. They say, this is from, so your kid born in 2013 because he's wearing the box from 2013.
That's really interesting. So, like, have the same
so they
clothes,
kind of know the year the kid born because of the clothes they have.
That's really cool.
Which is interesting. But yeah, it's really amazing. I think it's everyone received that, and it's really mind-blowing. And that's everywhere. All the big news, New York Times, BBC, even the Brazilian news, everyone talks about this box. And it does. It's really, really nice. Really amazing. And the products are great.
Another thing connecting to the fact that you have different countries, do you have different celebration dates? Yeah. Like a Father's Day in Brazil is different than here. So I kind of try to celebrate both. Yeah. Even if my partner, she always forget. So I'm the only one giving gifts for 2 Valentine's Day, 2 Mother's Day. And since your partner, she's Brazilian, do you celebrate the Brazilian version or the Finnish one?
Just the Brazilian. I mean, the Mother's Day here is the same. As in Brazil. Mm-hmm. But the Father's Day I know is different, but I have no idea when is it. I know that basically the week of Father's Day here, they basically on the daycare they say, okay, Friday gonna have like a breakfast with the parents here. Would you come? Yes, of course. And then I go, and then the kids give me like cards and everything. But the real celebration of Father's Day at home is the Brazilians one.
Do you feel you raise your kids so much different than your parents raised you? And do you believe if there is differences, how much is related to the fact that you live in Finland and not in Brazil affects the way you raise your kids?
Yeah, I think it does affect. As I said, basically, I have more time to be a dad here. But I think naturally I would be raising them differently than my parents raised me back in Brazil. But I think here in Finland I have this chance and the privilege to have more time to spend with them, and this naturally make the raising them slightly different than in Brazil. Like I remember, like my both parents were working a lot, and I was raised by my brothers that really older than me. And so now it's I can be a little bit more present, which is already different than what would be in Brazil. So I think, in a nutshell, like would be different in Brazil for sure, but here I have more time to be present, and that naturally I can be more connected with them, be more open with them, listen to them a little bit more, so they can stay a little bit longer with both of us, me and my wife, and for them it's great. I mean, I became a better son when I became a father, which is interesting. So basically I start to understand few things that my parents did to me. But yeah, in that sense, like the things that I don't understand still and I don't like, I try to improve it and make it better so my kids won't have the same kind of feelings. So they grew up better in a way.
To wrap it up, as a Finnish, let's put it, father in Finland, what is the last thing, like a message you can leave as a dad in Finland?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't live in Finland, try to bring this Finland philosophy of like try to spend more time with your kids. They need that. It's the time for us as a generation of new parents to just change those things, so my boy can see me doing things and they say like, yeah, that's natural. And my daughter say, look at me and say, yeah, that's what men do as well. So this is the times that we can, with this generation, to change things. Of course, it's like long term in a way. It needs like some time for the new generation, but we need to guide the new generation by example. So we just need to try to be the best version of ourselves every day. I'm not perfect. I'm saying a lot of good things here, like, he's so good parent. But no, sometimes I fail as well. I do mistakes. I'm learning, but I'm trying. Like, just try. Keep trying. Like, because life is like this. We try, we fail, and we learn. There's no win or lose. You win or you learn. That's it. That's my last message. Trying to be a little bit philosophical.
But that's a great message. It's a really beautiful message.
Yeah.
You don't lose, you rather learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a really nice and deep chat. We managed to travel between a lot of topics.
I'm gonna give you some work to edit this episode. Like I talk way too much.
But it's always a pleasure
just
to talk to you.
1 hour chat and like almost 2 hours talking here already. So it'll be a long conversation, but no, thanks for having me. It's great. I think your project is great and really important. It's good that I think it's English because you can reach more people. Of course, the parents in Brazil also needs to learn that. They will understand better our English because we are Brazilian speak English, so the accent is familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really important. Your product is really nice, and I think it's really important to what you're trying to do here. It's really, really change and help people to make the change and improve. But so thank you for having me for sure.
Thank you once again, Bruno, and see you guys in the next episode. Bye, Heido.